And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winterman as we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss player representing System Gaming. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Indian Zerg player, the red Zerg representing Maturino Esports. It is Demi. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as it's always a treat to see more Demi. Demi, the shark of the sea. Demi, of course, he was at one point a very active player. He was at one point one of the best Zerg players in Southeast Asia. Was often competing, often playing, but Demi did retire a couple of years ago. In saying that, he recently came back just playing for fun. Now there's a little less pressure. Now there's a lot less kind of onus on him. And as a result, we have seen him be a little bit more free, be a little bit more carefree, and actually get some decent results as well. But Demi, he's very similar to Nice. Where Nice, he also retired, like a year ago, 2 years ago. But Nice recently came back and started showing up in open cups. Like every now and then, Nice, he plays for fun. Demi's the same. Does play for fun. When it comes to Demi's style, at least when he was actively competing, Demi, he was one that was very fond of Muta play. He was known as the King of the Sea. When I say sea, I mean capital SCA, like the Muta King of Southeast Asia. Muta King of the Sea, man. And I would often enjoy going Mass Muta and was often quite good at it as well. But of course, that was many years ago, and we'll see how he compares here in 2026. Crazy. Many years later. Regardless, I appreciate that we at least have one Zerg player tonight. I appreciate it. So now Hatchgas full, standard opener out of Demi. Likewise, MindelVK going for his own standard opener as well. Speaking on Demi, now speaking on MindelVK. Likewise, MindelVK, he's been devoting a lot of time to StarCraft over the past 1-2 years. For a long time, he was just a competitor, but in more recent years, he has been running a lot of tournaments. Fire Grow Cups, alongside Waterfall Cups, alongside, I want to say, Sunny Lake Cup. There we go. Like, his tournament names have become a little bit of a meme, but like, we can't say anything as a CranKy Ducklings, right? We got Sea Duckling Open and Master Swan Open, so who are we to say anything? But yes, he's got Waterfall Cup, Sunny Lake Cup, a Fire Grow Cup, and I want to say there's another that's like slipping my mind. Anonymous Cup, that's it, Anonymous Cup. But yeah, MindelVK, he's been running and hosting a lot of tournaments for the CIS region over the past 2 years. Also been streaming a lot, casting a lot, playing a lot of 2v2s, StarCraft Evolution. MindelVK has become a little bit more of like a content creator and also a big kind of figure in the community, in the space. So much love to Mindel, much love. I feel a little bit bad because we, especially a year ago, we would often cast all of his events, but in recent months, we just haven't had the time to. Like, we've just been so, I mean, there's just been things happening IRL, so I just have not had as much time to cast. But again, does run a lot of tournaments. Spindle does move out. Again, Stargate opener. As Oracle moves out, Demi, he moves in. His goal here is to delay the third. And we'll see if he can. Speaking of, can he force a cancel? Can he kill? Up! And he can. Oh, that's a massive pick off here. Kill on the Nexus. MindelVK, he was distracted. He does get 4 drones across the map. So nice damage here with the Oracle. But that's not quite worth losing an entire Nexus, losing 400 minerals. Remember, that was a kill. Was a kill. MindelVK stuck on 2 bases, going for his own Twilight Council and Forge. Very late third base. The Oracle's a race back home. And finally, Mindel can expand. Can now expand. Demi just keeping tabs on Mindel. Next in, pulls away. From here, Demi just running. With the Overlord scan, he was able to confirm the Twilight Council in the Forge. Behind this, going for safety Roach Warren. So safety Warren out of Demi. He's ready for, say, charge or glaives. We can see it's going to be a standard follow-up, just a delayed follow-up. Plus one on Blink. Meanwhile, Demi, I don't see an Evo chamber, so he does go safety Roach Warren into a lair, into extra gases. I did mention earlier that Demi was very fond of Mutaplay back in the day, and that is in the back of my mind. Going for a Spire is still on the table, as he's getting into 4 gases. Typically, if we were going to go... Ooh, as one of the Oracles gets run away. Yeah, we'll lose an Oracle. Oh my god. Mindel does barely save the other. But rough trade here for Mindel. Now, what I was about to say here is that typically if we have Roaches, then we would see an Evo chamber for +1 range. We have extra gases. This screams Mutas. This screams Spire. It has to be. I mean, the other option, I guess, is Hydras into a fast Lurker Den. With all this gas. I'd have to get 4 drone kills. Lair is now done. Show us the tech. Starts for speed. Oh, okay. So, in my mind, it was going to be a Spire or a Hydrogen. Instead, we have option 3. Infestation Bit. Is the plan Swarm Hosts? Like, going for a fast pit like this, it's been a while, but Swarm Hosts, they are viable against Protoss, but specifically Swarm Hosts are typically a reaction to an Archon drop-based opener to charge out Archon. The reasoning for this is because that army is less mobile and it's more easier to get away with Nidus Swarms. With Nidus Swarms, with your Swarm Hosts up against Blink Stalkers, Swarm Host play can struggle. Assuming that it's Swarm Host. As Stalkers, they reveal themselves, they poke out. Jesus, MindelVK just commits. Yeah, throws down the pylon in the face of Demi, and Demi, he's in danger, he's in trouble here. MindelVK is not stopping, he's committing in. Behind this, he has 6, soon to be 7 gateways. So 7 gate setup. Oh, stasis goes up. I say 7, 8 gateways. We'll bring in 8 stalkers at a time. It's going to be 3 base all in, 3 base all in, 8 gate setup. Mindel does commit. And Demi, he cannot make use of that infestation bit. Yeah, he's not going to be able to use it. It's not going to come into play. Now trying to go for a Hydrogen, but too little too late. The base goes down. And Mindel can just keep pushing. A bit of a waste of a stasis trap there. But does snipe the Ravager. Ravager goes down. We have a fast hive. I mean, he's going to use the infestation bit, so he's going for a fast hive. He's crazy, man. He's crazy. They're making 9 Overlords. It was supply blocks. They're getting messy. And again, Demi had such a good start. He had such a strong start, killing the Nexus, but The 3 base all in, it hits too hard. So many Stalkers. Demi just cannot keep up, bleeding out Lings, bleeding out Roaches, lost the 4th base, and here we'll lose the 3rd. As he does have 14 Roaches on the way, but oh my god. The final Ravager falls. GG gets called, and MindelVK will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG will play it, and MindelVK he does take a lead in the series. Again, Demi, he had a nice start. He killed the Nexus of all things. Like, that should not be happening. But unfortunately, Demi, he was thinking too far ahead, right? Going for the infestation pits, in my mind, was going to be for the faster Swarm Hosts. Otherwise, we would have seen a faster Hydrogen if the plan was to go into Roach Hydra. So early infestation pits didn't quite come into play. We did need as much Ling Roach Ravager as possible, but Demi just didn't scout, didn't realize an all-in was coming his way. 8 gateways back at home. It's a lot of gates. 8 gates, lack of gas. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. Demi, he was caught with his pants down, man. The pants were down. As spawning in the bottom hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Saxon Gaming leading the series 1-0. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself. We have the Indian Zerg representing Match Arena Esports. Down in the series, we'll see if we can bounce back. It is Demi. We go. As Mindel showing off that he's willing to be hyper aggressive, willing to go for 3-base all-ins if need be. You could argue that maybe he was forced into it because of his rough early game. Maybe he felt the need to do so. And now welcome to a smaller map. Welcome to Ruby Rock. We'll keep a closer eye on MindelVK. We'll keep a closer eye on his gateways. We'll try to keep up. Oh. As Mindel does poke in. Spoke in, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Demi. And from here, the early game should be pretty tame. Again, when it comes to early game ZvP, there isn't really too much deviation. I'm sure there are chances, maybe opportunities to go for like proxy hatcheries, hatch blocks, some more earlier pool timings, for example. But again, that's quite rare. Quite rare. From here, we're waiting for our take of choice. Stargate opener out of Mindel. So Stargate, some most likely into Oracle. Technically, from here, we can go into a Void Ray, but I'm not too certain if Mindel is that kind of player to go into Void Rays, to high tech, and to do something more crazy. If we were casting Hero, for example, it's like, okay, like Void Ray openers are on the table to go for a second Stargate, Fleet Beacon into a Tempest Rush, or to go for a faster Twilight Council into Glaive Adepts, or even an early charge. But Mindel doesn't really strike me as that kind of player. Did 3-base all in last game, but again, very mid-game oriented. See. Mindel does poke in. Oh, to have to eat my words. I was like, he's not that kind of player. Nah, he is. So Void Ray opener out of Mindel. He will hunt down the Overlord. He will deny vision, deny scouting, and now suddenly the possibilities are endless. Behind this, he can go for a Fleet Beacon and a second Stargate. He can go for an early Twilight Council, or he can play standard. Mindel, he has options. He does have options. It's like, Pappy, I know how to Protoss. It's like, okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Pat. Fair enough. So Overlord is hunted down. Third base is being taken. We have a Demi moving out to attempt to counterattack, to attempt to punish. And can he force another cancel? Can he get another kill? He does get us around. Void Ray DPS is too low, and there is the cancel. Not a kill this time, but does lay the third base. Meanwhile, that is an early Robo. Okay, early Robo out of MindelVK into an early Forge, into a delayed Twilight Council. This looks like an Archon drop follow-up. We'll see. Curious. This could be a couple of different things. This could be early Immortal production, right? Early Immortal production, early +1 into like a Soul Train all-in. This can be into a delayed Twilight Council. Yep, delayed Twilight Council into a Temple Archives, into an Archon drop. So early Robo, in my mind, Archon drop makes sense. We should be making the War Prism, Temple Archives lined up to morph in High Templar across the map to morph in those Archons, but we'll see. Observer first. Does go for the Observer. Lings A. Oh no! The wall's on the wall! Yeah, Lings A flood in, they get us around, Adept does fall. We're getting into the natural. And Demi slipping in. Does speak of Ace taking Adept. Going further into the main. And he gets a little scout. Gets a little scout, confirms the Twilight Council, confirms the early Robo. At the same time, Adepts they do wreak havoc. 4 drones go down. And in my mind, we were going for a Templar Archives. We'll see if that's still the case. No. Whoa. Okay. Mindel, calm down, Pappy, calm down. What was the purpose of the Twilight Council? I would have... Okay, so in my mind, I think the plan was to go Robo, Twilight Council, Temple Archives into Archon drop, But because he just got scouted, time to hard switch, right? Time to shift gears. He just got scouted, delays his blink, going for a faster second robo and a bay into double Colossus production, into delayed blink stalkers. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Unfortunately, Demi's in the dark. Demi's not really fully aware of what's going on. Ooh, Demi doesn't care. He's going for his own all-in. We have overload speed on the way, typically indicative of a German taxi. Gonna be loading up. As +1 range is on the way. Getting into a more rush heavy style. I'm getting mixed signals, actually. We have overlord speed, but Demi, he's just gonna scout. Okay, never mind. He's literally just scouting with it. He's getting infestation pit. Once again. Now, okay, I believe this pit is for Swarmhurst. I know I said the same thing last game, but the game ended too soon, so he didn't really get to make use of it. I mentioned, if you recall, I did say something last game, how typically Swarmhursts are ideal against Archon Zealot heavy openers and compositions. And I wasn't really fond of the idea of going Stormhurst against Mass Blink Stalker. Based on what Demi scouted, this does look like charge into Archons. So in my mind, this is a reaction and he wants to try to go into Swarmhurst play, but here comes the Overseer and now he will confirm what's really going on. He does get eyes on the double robo.
Swarm forces under attack.
Yeah, now he reacts. He reacts with the Infestation Pits, deviating away from the sorry, he throws down the Hydrogen, I should say, deviating away from the Infestation Pit, going for the fast Hive. Okay. Making use of his tech. Now, going into a fast Hive does mean fast Viper production, and Vipers, they can be crucial. They will be crucial against Colossus. But I feel like Mindel's gonna hit first. He's gonna hit with +2. We have that +2 timing. He's gonna have +2 and 4 Colossus. And Demi's being too tech heavy. I mean, I understand what he's doing here. He's going into a lurker den, getting into Hive, into Vipers, into lurkers. This makes sense, but it's gonna take too long. Mindel's coming. He's coming back. Here comes the Prism. Again, the Prism is lined up with +2. He's soon gonna push. And I don't believe that Demi has enough to stop him. I feel like ideally Demi can maybe slow this down and go for a Marmite, go for a counterattack, and make sure that MindelVK doesn't push. But Demi doesn't have the army for it. And here he comes. Here comes Mindel. Ah. He's got 4 Colossus with +2. Jesus. It's a lot of lasers. It's gonna be a lot of lasers. We have gateways on the way. They're finishing up just in time for the move outs. Back at home, Demi, he's morphing in 4 vanilla lurkers. The lunkers are coming. The Hive is a non-factor. It's not going to factor in. Oh. Locks down some of the turns. We have 4 lurkers in position, but there is an observer. Yeah, the observer's here. There's detection. 4 lurkers are not going to be enough, especially vanilla lurkers, or layer tech lurkers, I should say. So down to 3. Down to 3 lurkers. Down to 2. 2 lunkers left. Middle, he has to be careful with that observer. There we go. Does siege up down to 1. 1 lurker remaining. Vipers are going to be trickling in, but they need time to gather energy. Up to 3 lurkers, okay. Up to 3. Soon to be 5. Demi, he's holding. He's holding on. He's surviving. The Vipers, they will help. Again, they're gathering energy. Mindel does attempt to rotate. Now, personally, I do think that Mindel could have broken those 3 lurkers. I'll be honest. But Mindel, he's playing it safe. He rotates instead. I mean, hey, he does find some morphing in lurkers. Gets 1. Gets 1. Gets 2 of the Vipers. Nice pickups. Barely gets abduction and snipes 1 Colossus, but only 1. Oh, snipes 2. Okay. Snipes both Colossi. Demi, he's holding his own. Barely holding his own. And can Demi stabilize? As the Prism does something to the main. Going for a massive warp in. The warp in will finish. Oh, yeah, we got slow lots. The slow lots are waddling in. And Army does push forward. Demi being pulled apart. Better choke point, better positioning here for Demi, though. Ah, but the roaches. Yeah, these roaches are getting picked up. Oh, yeah. A lot of roaches go down. But Demi's holding. He's holding on. Now, as Demi accumulates more and more lurkers, his army is just getting better over time. Unfortunately, despite having the hive, there are no lurker upgrades, so lurkers are lacking. Speaking of, another lurker goes down. And again, the lurkers, they have worse range that they otherwise should have. When we're getting to Sky Toss. Okay. Strap yourselves in, baby. Demi's maxing. He's maxing out. He's up to 12 lurkers. Jesus. Now, can Demi counterattack, break out from this contain, and try to break some of the bases of MindelVK before their Sky Toss? Now, thankfully for Demi, there's only one Stargate. Likewise, he's already getting a Spire as well. Demi is in control. That's soon to be, as he's out of position. We'll lose the base. Expansion goes down. Demi's trying to get in control, I should say. It's getting there. As they'll take the southern base, and it will go down. Prism going further into the main. So the main army rotates, and where are the lurkers? There's no lurker in position. The lurker's just not rotating. So MindelVK once again getting into that base. Going for the Nexus. That's the hatch I meant to say. Does pick it up. Demi just cannot expand. He's stuck on 3 bases. Ay. Thankfully, Demi, he has accumulated a bank somewhat, but it's mainly minerals. Mainly minerals. Breaks in. Building of his hydras. Oh. And that's because here by Mindel. He gets a Viper. Again, that Sky Shot transition never quite happened. Just the mothership. And Demi breaks out. Oh. Does break out. Takes out one of the Colossus. Nice pickup. Yeah, nice pickup. That's a lot of lurkers going to town here on the Immortals. Getting 1, 2, 3 Immortals. And the Immortals are going down. Mindel, can he break out? He cannot. Oh my god. Taking so many hits, so much damage. It's close. It's getting so close here. Mindel, he cleans up every single lurker, just barely. Not the cleanest trade. We have more lurkers coming in. Ah, there are still more lurkers. Oof. Sniping another Colossus. No anti-air. Yeah, no anti-air. Free damage here with the mothership. Free damage. Get out of here. MindelVK does pull away. Does pull away, sniping, what, 2-3 lurkers. Again, that was still a very messy fight. Very messy. You can see here, Mindel, he lost 6 immortals for 15 lurkers. Jesus. But hey, Demi, he double expanded. He's trying to double expand. He did retake that southern base. But he still can't take that northern expansion. Oh no! The boys are being pulled. He's crazy. At least that's 7 more drones. Yeah, 7 more drones go down. And again, Demi just cannot rebuild what he just lost. He's down to 1 Viper. 1 Viper, down to 11 lurkers. So his army is much smaller. Has less tech. Has less utility. Surprisingly, again, Mindel, he's still not really taking to the skies. This entire time, he could be making like 1 Tempest at a time. He has that Stargate. But no, he refuses. Mindel committing here into a more immortal-heavy composition instead, which can work. And going for the slow zone. No Overseer. Yeah, no detection. Overseer's too far back. Oh no! Oh my jeez. The punish. The Viper barely survives, baits the army into the lurkers. That's a lot of stalkers going down. That was 13 stalkers being thrown away. So there are some nice moments here for Demi, but Demi just has no economy. He can't sustain these losses. Now, if he can take another fight like that, though, then maybe. In comparison, Mindel, of course, has a booming economy, can rebuild, remax, is almost there. I am still concerned about the lack of switch into Skytoss. It is going to make it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be for Mindel. Rotate. Okay, can deny some mining. Let's go. The lunkers are moving in. We have how many? We have 20. 20 lurkers. Some of them were left behind. Mindel, he's going to try to push into these lurkers. Bold move. Oh, actually does avoid them. Okay, never mind. Does avoid, rotates around. The lurkers are out of position. There's a slow zone. Make lapses in. Oh. Not quite. Just catching up my reinforcements. Free Hydras. Yeah, free Hydras going down. He just ignores the army. He just ignores it. Goes further in. Mass amount of overlords go down. And Demi is trying to keep up. He's coming. He waddles forward. Do you see what I see? I see no anti-air. I see 2 Hydras. Once again, the mothership could just get free damage here. Down to 1 Hydra. GG gets called, and MindelVK will extend his lead 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, Demi, he had a very shaky start to the game. If you remember, he initially scouted, went for the fast infestation pit. Then he realized with the rescout, oh, it's actually double Robo, double Colossus production. And that first +2 timing, that +2 timing with 4 Colossus, almost ended the game, right? Like Mindel, he moved out, he broke out, he was able to break through the small line of lurkers, able to break the expansion, and Demi was barely treading water. It was just treading water from that moment forward. He never quite had momentum. There was some close fights, for sure, 100%, but the economy, the lack of bases was just killing Demi. Just couldn't keep up, couldn't maintain himself. GG. And with that, we're now getting into game 3. The pressure is on. Mindel, he's up 2-0, and we'll see if he can claim the series here and now. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top right hand corner here of Tourmaline, we have the blue Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming, leading the series 2-0. It is MindelVK. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Indian Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Matcherino Esports. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can recover and make a series out of this. It is Demi. Here we go. So we are getting into game 3. So we are on match point. Now welcome on to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a much smaller map than the map pool. Smaller map, shorter resistance by ground. We'll see how Demi adjusts, because every game so far it feels like a similar style. Early Roach Warren into a fast infestation bit time and time again, but it feels like Demi hasn't really been able to get into his own build, into what he wanted to go for, both in game 1 and in game 2. It's been Mindel that's been crazy. Game 1 going for a 3-base 8-gate all-in. Game 2, MindelVK, he went for a faster Robo into double Colossus production into +2. Into that +2 timing. What do you have for us here for game 3? As Mindel has been chaotic. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So from here we're just waiting for our tech of choice. Interesting pylon placement a little bit further back. This does mean it's going to take that much more effort for the Overlord to go in to scout the hidden tech. It's going to be Stargate, and we'll see if Mindel goes for a Void Ray opener 2 games in a row. Remember, last game it was a Void Ray into his earlier tech, into his Robo, Forge, +1, into +2, into double Colossus production, eventually. I still feel like the initial plan was to go for a Twilight Council into Templar Archives, otherwise why get the Council so quickly? Or when he did. But we'll see. We shall see. See what the plan is this time. Mindel does throw in a shade. Commits into the main. And does get 1. It's 1. Can we get 2? Ooh, barely not. So 1 drone goes down. Could have been a lot worse. And this time it's going to be the Oracle, not the Void Ray. Okay. Oracle opener out of Mindel. Demi will confirm. Scott does confirm. Once again, Demi, he moves out to delay the 3rd. He's getting in position. Oh, that is going to be a Twilight Council before attempting to expand. Okay, so early Council. Early Council. Usually this is indicative of Glaives. Usually Glaive Adepts. Technically this could be Charge, but leaning more towards Glaives here for Mindel. As Mindel does take the linear 3rd. Takes the linear 3rd base. Demi breaks in, pulls away. Demi still has that Overlord, but he does not check the natural. Demi doesn't know. Doesn't know what's going on. I don't see a Forge. Shows the Glaives. Oh. That's a little awkward. Going into Blink instead. Okay. Okay. Early Blink. Now, early Blink, no Forge, feels kind of weird. This does mean that this isn't going to scale as well into the mid game. Oracle gets in, gets 3 drones. In my mind, I feel like we need to go for a Gateway Explosion. We need to bring it back to game 1 and go for like an 8-gate 3-base all-in, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on the Gateway counts. So far, getting up to 4 gates. Nothing major yet. We're waiting for extra gateways. But again, this is going to finish so quickly. Meanwhile, we do see Demi going for the safety Roach Warren, once again taking a bunch of gases, going for the lair. In my mind, Demi's going for further tech, Spire, Hydrogen, Infestation Pit. What's it going to be? As here come the extra gateways. Okay, we had the... Speaking of AK 3-base all-in, yep, there it is. 8 gateways. Now, based on the setup that we have and the lack of force, lack of +1, we might even go up to a 9th gateway proxied across the map, but regardless, it is an all-in. So MindelVK is going for the 3-base all-in. Ooh, is that a kill? Cancel. That is going to be a cancel on the hatchery. Demi with all these gases is going Roach into Hydra. And it's going to be a tough ult for Demi. It's going to be tough. Hydra on this probe. Where's the pylon? Ideally wants to set up here in the center of the map. Ooh, the probe is going to get caught out. Here come the initial stalkers. That's forced to cancel. There you go, pylon on the left-hand side. And on the right. Okay. All the proxy pylons. And it looks like there's no gateway alongside this. So it's going to be slow warp-in, slow reinforcements. More stalkers have arrived. Remember, these lings, they have +0. No upgrades. Vanilla lings. Is pushing through. Once again, it's been trading well. Catching up the queens. Oh, getting the overlord. Never mind. It does beat out a stalker. Here comes our proxy gateway, so that is a proxy 9th gateway, so 3-base 9-gate all in. And Hydra's going down. Yeah, expensive losses here for Demi. Aye. Leading out Hydras. Losses that Demi cannot afford. Lings are being shut down. And so far the control has been decent here from Mindel. Again, has to preserve those stalkers. So hold on to those links. Yeah, so far so good. Pushing further in, blinking away, stays right behind us as well, just in case. And Demi, he has been broken. Yeah, Demi's been broken. The boys are being pulled. Desperation. As Demi, he will lose every single Hydra. Yeah, the Hydras go down. Stasis on the Zerglings. Now Mindel can just blink in. Now he can blink forward. He can chase. He can give chase. He's still playing safe. Yeah, he plays safe. GG gets called, and Mindel, he will take the series 3-0, knocking out Demi. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to MindelVK. He will claim the series. Again, hyper aggressive series here by Mindel. We saw this build twice essentially. It was a 3-base 8-gate all-in with a 9th gateway towards the end. To be fair, Demi unfortunately was being a little bit too greedy. Against these kind of all-ins, it is crucial that you do have a link heavy composition just to buffer for your Hydras. As we tried to get into that, remember Demi, he was being denied the 4th base. That was another big factor. His 4th base was cancelled multiple times, which meant that he had less lava to work with, which meant he had less lings to work with. Less lings, less army, less buffer. Those Hydras that were so exposed, so vulnerable, and once the lings ran out, that was game. That was game then and there. As you cannot afford to lose that many Hydras in that defense. And GG. GG, well played. Again, hyper aggression by Mindel does claim this series, and with that, MindelVK, he will advance on into the next round. As we get ready for our 3rd series of the broadcast. We have 6 best of 5s. It's gonna be a lot of best of 5s, man. We have six best of 5s ready for you. And we're getting ready for another PvP. So if you remember earlier, Sebestus did take down Hydra, went all the way to the ace match, went all the way to game 5, but Sebestus did pop off. And we're going to be following Sebestus into his next series, into the next round. It is going to be another PvP, but this time Sebestus versus Shameless is up next. Is going to be up next. Let's go.